Hi, welcome to MuchEast this week, and as you're probably aware, I am on vacation, so this is, in effect, one of our best of MuchEast shows, our annual best of that we do during the month of August every year to cover my butt while I'm laying in the sun someplace in Halifax. Now, during last winter, we had the sad duty to inform our viewer, or that one of our fave bands, Sandbox, had decided to call it quits. So what you're going to see on this best of MuchEast is the Sandbox wake.
This is the downtown area.
I've never used downtown here. It's changed drastically.
That used to be Andre's Pizza, now it's Probably Pizza. Let's go to it. Oh. Great. We should have brought skateboard.
Well, that does,
This is fresh water, not really, but...
that does look an awful lot like a seal.
He had a huge fish in his...
Come on, Sparky.
Is that his name?
That's his name.
About a year ago, we decided to do it full time.
Why?
Well, we all finished school, and as you know, there's not a lot of jobs around, so we decided to do that.
Basically, we're too lazy to get real.
Yeah, we don't like to work. That's also another thing. Don't work if you don't have to.
We've been writing songs all along.
We wrote them all along. They kind of got better through the years. Some of our early
Did
stuff.
they really suck initially?
Oh yeah, they were really sucked. They sucked really bad.
Why?
I don't
They
know.
just put together
Inexperience.
badly, you didn't know how to write?
I don't know. We were about 15 years old trying to write it.
So lyrically, they were great.
Genius.
Picture of him in there?
There's got to be a picture of him in there.
Oh, you think there's a picture in there, Paul?
Wouldn't there be, Murray? There wouldn't be a family picture. I doubt it.
I was in here about 30 minutes ago and bought an antique radio. Did you? I did. Right off there.
That's their first record there.
Look at this.
1935. We're gonna get some of these songs up for the record release party on Thursday. When the Mamas and the Papas got a lot older, they changed their name.
To the mom and dad.
Now, when you guys sign, then the next step is you go off and make a record, right?
Yeah.
And where did you go, and what kind of an experience was that for you?
We went to Toronto to Metalworks at the request of the record company. Just kind of
It's a learning experience.
We were stuck in Mississauga for a month, so that wasn't the greatest experience in January.
So you didn't
Cultural-
like it very much.
The cultural wasteland. Well, all we saw.
Toronto's
was-
Dartmouth. Expectations were higher in the studio than after we left, I think.
It'll help us for our next recording.
No, you've been very
Definitely buy it.
positive so far.
Definitely buy our record.
Believe me, I'm going to jump in the truck and buy it right after we're finished.
It's not all bad.
No, it's not bad.
The idea would be we get some interest, then we climb in a truck and drive across the country or something?
That's the plan.
Hey, Dad, can I have the Suburban for 3-4 months
To tour with.
to go across the country?
What happens if the record comes out, the video comes out, nobody adds the video, a couple of radio stations play the record for a few minutes, and then that's it. What's going to happen to you? You're going to be able to withstand that kind of disappointment?
Kurt Cobain.
One of the most pleasant surprises of the year has been the success of New Glasgow, Nova Scotia's Sandbox. The first signing to Latitude Records is well on their way to gold, and they'll be hitting the road across Canada yet again to promote their second single from Bionic, Collide. They will not be camping.
So what has the road done for you? I know that last time we talked, you were really eager to get out and play because, you know, dates were few and far between, that sort of thing. Now that you've been playing constantly all this time, what's it done for the band?
We're definitely a lot tighter than we were like 5 months ago or whenever we started. And we're a lot, I don't know, I think our live show just got a lot better. I would say, but
Yeah.
it's hard to tell.
The songs kind of evolve a bit too. They change from what they were on the album, which is kind of neat.
So is it just a function of playing more, or are you or are you getting a lot more confident and a lot looser in the playing?
Yeah, I think that's a big factor, the confidence thing.
So you get up on stage, you're not exactly worried about people pelting you. Generally speaking, they're there to see you,
The
right?
chicken wire's off.
Now, Graham from the record company told me that when they sent you out on the tour, they gave you a bunch of camping gear and said, have a good time. Is
Pretty
that
much.
true?
Yeah, basically.
That's the way it went.
Bought a big tent, 8-man tent.
So you camped across Canada?
But we were supposed to check in with the record company every day, and we didn't, so that's how we kind of got him back. He was losing it a couple times.
What kind of places were you
disappear
camping
for 5 days at a time and not check in.
Bear country.
Were you staying in provincial parks?
A few of
We
them.
only stayed in a couple provincial parks.
Yeah.
The provincial ones were scary.
Yeah, they're too deep.
Because they're
into
too deep in the
woods.
woods. You don't know what could go wrong.
We like the ones right out by the water where you can run if you get a chance.
The ones with the big water slides?
Where you can flee.
Well, if there's anything coming after you,
You can hide.
You know, there's a lot of area to.
Go,
Bears.
you can go hide.
There's gotta be
we can
trees
outrun
around.
bears, can't we?
Yeah.
We can outrun
We
bears.
have and grizzly.
And you can beat a hyena.
We're fast.
And there's got to be trees around, because if there's a bear after you, you're supposed to run up a tree, I think.
Now, did you have a lot of camping experience as kids? Or was this sort of
No.
a brand new experience? for
I
everyone?
didn't.
I did.
Oh, well.
I was a cub. I did an annual trip with the family every year.
I'm related to Lord Baden-Powell.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting idea if you're out there. You know, it's probably a good way to save money and to manage the tour in the first place. But I'm just wondering, because I've never heard of another band doing it.
Really?
No.
It was the
It was
summer.
in our budget.
Well,
Right in our budget.
It said they faxed it to us and said you must camp,
Yeah.
no money.
Otherwise, no tour.
So did you resent it, or did you actually have a good time?
No, it was fun.
We wanted to. We wanted to camp.
It was in the summer, so it was pretty.
Yes.
The weather was nice.
So you haven't had that much of a break since that ended?
Not really. We've been playing sporadically around the Maritimes. We went to Newfoundland. We played 5 or 6 shows around New Brunswick and
Yeah.
Halifax, and then we did an all-ages show in the Glasgow where we're from. That was
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about that. How was that?
That was fun.
great. It was really cool. There was about 600 kids there. They had to close it down because it got too out of hand.
Yeah, I heard it was like the Beatles playing again.
I don't know about that.
Well, you know, that's the analogy people are drawing. Lots
Well,
of screaming,
Thing
fainting
is,
Yeah, we're in
kids.
the,
Pictou County, they don't get a lot of chance to see a lot of bands. Or, there's not a lot of bands that we go to Pictou County, so any bands they see, they're pretty pumped.
They're
up.
pretty excited
Yeah.
about it.
And the fact that we're from there
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
adds to it.
So the end of September, you'll be in Southern Ontario.
I think we play in Toronto on
4th.
October 4th.
Lee's Palace.
And then you're just continuing to head west.
Yeah. We'll make it across by Halloween.
By October 27th or 28th, we're playing in Vancouver's. We're going out by ourselves, and we're hopefully coming back. We're going to try to hook up with a bigger act and open for them.
But nothing confirmed yet, but that's the plan.
Nothing.
All talk.
Yeah.
Nothing confirmed, no.
There's a few.
So if there's any huge bands out there that
want to take us
Need an
along,
opener?
we'll go.
We have a tent and we can camp.
no, we want on their bus, man.
Yeah. No more tanning. It's too cold.
Checks a lot.
So you're just back from yet another long, grueling tour. Is that the name of that game?
Yeah, we just got back from our 3rd Cross Canada tour in about a year.
Are you tired?
Yeah, we're pretty tired now. We're ready for a little time off, I would say.
And when does that happen, and how much time are you getting?
I think we have about 2 weeks off, and then we go on tour for another month and a half. Some of the shows in the States and some shows in Canada.
Okay, so the big news is the record's coming out in the States, right?
Yeah.
And when is that going to happen?
Comes out July 28th. In the U.S., I think is the date right now. And, it's the album we have now, but they're going to add a CD-ROM track to it for release down there.
So but basically the track listings are all the same. There's no new songs for the American release?
No, they're all the same songs. There's a couple different versions.
A couple different remixes. The guy from Chris Shaw remixed Curious for release down there. The guy that did Weezer and a bunch of bands like that.
Uh-huh. Have you heard it?
Yeah. There's a
It's different. It's a little different, but you know, it's
couple of different little parts in it and stuff, but it's basically the
basically
same.
the same. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to concentrate mostly on the northwest.
Midwest, I think.
Yeah, I guess the Midwest.
First stretch we're gonna do is like Chicago to New York or something.
Detroit and Pittsburgh,
Wherever that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's the Midwest, then that's where it'll be.
Somewhere.
I think that's
in
sort
the
of
US.
the Midwest.
Okay, well we're gonna concentrate on that stretch first, I guess.
Well, isn't there a chance that you'd be driven mad at some point? I mean, you've been playing the songs in this record for a long time now.
We're probably going to have most of July and August off to write new songs and sort of relax.
Well, have you been doing any writing while you've been touring, or is there no time for that?
No, we have quite a few new songs written.
It's just we can get time to, get together and practice them and get them ready for live shows. That's the tough part.
How's the new stuff compared to the old stuff?
Oh, it's wicked.
Oh, it's
just
twice
kills
as
the
good
old
as the old stuff.
Before, I don't know what we were thinking, but the new stuff is just fabulous.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much guaranteed. It'll be mega stardom then after the
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
It's really
it.
popular with the kids, I find, the new stuff.
They seem to love
They
this.
seem to love it.
Now, while you're at home, I mean, I ran into your mother last night. I was invited for a barbecue. Is that going to happen when you're home, or what?
Oh yeah.
Does she just invite anybody she runs into?
No,
to
no,
barbecues?
that's not. She doesn't just throw out invitations to anybody.
You have to be a special person to get invited to the house.
I think you and Stomp and Tom are coming. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was that bonding thing going on at the ECMAs with Stomp and Tom. And actually, I guess that was the last time I talked to you. You were up for some ECMAs and also up for Juno, but
Lost all.
no hardware.
Oh yeah, no, we
Nothing.
lost everything.
Not even close.
We didn't even come close, actually. We got to see the voting afterwards, and I don't think we had a single vote.
No, that's not true.
Nah,
I think we were closer for the Juno Award than we were for the East Coast Music Awards. I don't think we stood a chance at the East Coast Music Awards. You know,
Why is that?
it's just not the I don't know what to say about that. It's just, it's voted by people that don't really listen to our style of music.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
And do you think anybody's ever going to get around to playing your stuff on the radio in Halifax?
I think they played Collide a bit, but
Played it, yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe Lester will fit in more to what they want.
We're gonna write a song specifically about radio in Halifax to see if they'll play that, maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be a classic rock song. They'll probably play it.
Yeah, cover a Bob Seger tune.
Yeah. We're gonna cover Bob Seger.
Old-time rock and roll. There's the ticket.
That's the only way to get played here, so that's what we're gonna do.
And are you ready to call it spring now? I mean, I've been afraid because every time I utter the S word, it's the other S word happens. It snows, you know.
Yeah, no.
It's
I will officially declare it spring. The groundhog came out, no, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was February.
It's spring.
Oh yeah, it's spring.
All right.
The sun feels good on my new baboon heart.
I was not chosen, I feel your pain, and I'll never ever be myself. My man, what to see the sun, but the sun's here, open and see.
Went down, started in New York, played basically everywhere east of Colorado.
Yeah, we had about 30 states we crossed through in 2 months. It was pretty intense.
Now, was it just like doing the Canada thing, except weirder, or?
Yeah, it was like the Canada thing starting all over again. Because, you know, it's a totally different market, and no one had quite knew who we were yet, so it was like start from scratch in another country.
It was a good first tour though, because you know we'd never done it. We got to do a lot of stuff, like a lot of touristy type stuff, like going to landmarks and all that stuff. We're driving through Colorado, like heading up through the Rockies. It's very serene, very nice. You know, just trees, totally barren, nothing around, and then out of nowhere pops this huge billboard, 10 miles ahead, vasectomy reversals. Available or something.
Yeah.
So you're just wandering, I guess you just pull in off the clinic thinking,
think so.
hey,
Yeah.
little impulse buying kind of thing.
Exactly.
Went to Graceland and saw the whole
Graceland.
Elvis deal. And that was pretty nifty.
Are you guys serious about Elvis, or is that just sort of a...
I really did like Graceland. I thought it was cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, he had a nice pad. Some nice little toys.
I haven't been in there, I just heard it was a little on the gaudy side.
Oh, it's very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
gaudy because it hasn't been touched since whenever, you know. I think he did all the modeling in the late 60s and nothing's changed since then. They just kept it the same, so it's beautiful.
He had like blue and yellow couches, which were pretty.
So you didn't
Pretty
just,
loud.
automatically sit down and write an Elvis song or something?
No.
I have talked to people who've been to Graceland, and the first thing they did was write a song about it, but...
No,
I wasn't that inspiring musically.
No.
No.
We, of course, did the Spinal Tap thing at the gravestones out back. You know.
Yeah. Since my baby left me, Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah.
Now, were you writing constantly when you were on the road, or is this something that you had to wait till you got home to sort of distill and start that process?
No, we did some writing. Like, I wrote some stuff before we left. On the road, when we got back, we just always been. There wasn't like an actual time where we sat down and said, okay, let's start writing. We didn't expect to go down there and you know, sell out shows, which is exactly what happened. We went down and didn't sell out shows. But, you know, by the end of it, you know, we'd been playing the song so long anyway, like, because it came out up here. You know, we'd been playing, you know, we just wanted to get home and do the new stuff, because it had been building up the whole time. And that's what we wanted to do. Did that make sense?
Yes, I think it did.
We're at Sound Market, the now legendary Sound Market Studios in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Cottage Street.
Cottage Street, Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're just doing, firing down some demo stuff to send out to possible producers.
Well, I got my hands to hold you down, pick you up again before you drown, before you drown.
And who's producing the demo sessions?
Us and Terry right through the window there.
The one and only,
Mr. Pulliam.
Mr. William.
the master.
And how many tunes are you putting down?
We did 11.
Picked 11 to do. And
Now, 11 out of how many?
about 20. And, you know, I think we're still going to write about another 10 or so before we actually do the record. So we could be back in here again after Christmas, maybe to cut a few more.
Now, have you got some sort of timetable for all of this?
We got
Recording?
several different ones, several different scenarios. So I don't know. Hopefully we can record the actual record in late February or March or something, and have it out by April or May.
Do you know where that's going to happen?
No, not yet. That's going to depend on a bunch of stuff. Like the producer will have, you know, he'll have his ideas. I don't know what. We haven't really talked about it.
Is the sound changing at all, or is this basically just an obvious extension of what you were doing before?
No, I think it's. Like I think with the last record, you know, there was a certain amount of diversity. I think this one's you know, it continues that way, maybe even a little more diverse, but at the same time, it's more centered, if you can figure that out. More diverse yet more centered.
More diverse yet more centered. So more different but more the same.
That's exactly right. That's our new direction.
Yeah, and we're definitely better players, individually and as a band, but I mean, that's going to do it to any band if they, you know, we did 4 major tours of Canada, so. So, and I think everyone's starting to listen more to each other and kind of feeding off, you know, everyone else's parts. Whereas in the beginning it was maybe more of an individual performance for each guy, but now it's, I think, you know, the band as a unit has really come together.
I ran into Mike's parents at the Buskers Festival, I believe.
Really?
And your mother was saying, yeah, get ready for the big phone call because the big barbecue's coming up. And I said,
big barbecue.
Great, that's excellent. I'll just sit by the phone and wait for that call. And well, that call never came.
You know,
We're a bit crowded.
this is a true story I'm going to tell right now.
All right, well,
We had the barbecue, called in the day, couldn't get you, and then by the time it was like 9 or 10, or it was maybe even later.
like he's
than
making
that.
this
No,
up
no.
like, as he goes along.
No,
9 or 10 or
I'm just trying to recant the or remember the.
Recant?
Remember.
I'm trying to take back what?
It got to the point where it it was a barbecue, but it turned into a party, and it was really late at night, and I think she was gonna call you at like some retarded hour, like midnight or 1 in the morning, and I was like, no, you can't call them.
Yeah, she'd be drinking
I'm not gonna
again.
drive down from Halifax at 1 in the morning or whatever.
Because they wanted to have a sleepover as well as a barbecue. So, but she didn't know if you'd been to the sleepover.
No, that's what it was. It was like 7. It was only like 7 o'clock, and I said, "There's no way he's going to drive down from Halifax 7 o'clock for a barbecue." So that's what happened.
Well, that's, I mean, I've been hearing about it so long, and then not to actually get the big call when it was happening.
But it's an annual thing, so you can. There's
Well,
always.
that's why I knew that it wasn't because it didn't happen. I knew it was going to happen. I just wasn't part of it.
So tell me this: would you have come?
Of course I would have come.
Really?
Naturally.
Wow.
Remember the 70s?
Yes! The devil's music.
It was a decade of growth,
Those jeans are so tight. I can see your...
tolerance,
Disco's dead!
and sensitivity.
I just got lucky in a confessional booth!
On August 13th, relive the days you were too wasted to remember.
Hello?
Detroit Rock City.
I woke up with a different life. I was wondering where I'd been and who took care of things while I was away.
Shot the video at in the underground of York University in Toronto, and then shot some down on the lakeshore. That's.
Is there some sort of is there a plot to this video, or is this just?
No, there's a lot of band performance, and the basic plot is a guy gets out of his car, Starts walking, and then the car's like 25 feet off the ground, following him around, floating.
Ah.
That's the basic premise.
Can you remember when I told you in the mood changes when you feel that you are not controlling you?
Now, you guys are no longer with the EMIs, is that true?
That is correct.
That is correct?
Yeah.
Sir.
So there was just sort of a parting of the ways there?
Yeah.
No hard feelings kind of thing?
No, no real hard feelings. You know, we definitely parted on good terms. It was just they wanted one thing and we wanted another thing for the band, so we just decided to separate.
So does this leave you in some sort of limbo situation going into
No,
this?
actually, we couldn't be in a better position. This is probably the best position we've ever been in, and so we're pretty excited to do this tour. Hopefully, sell some albums and make some cash.
Make some big cash?
Yeah.
So how long do you expect to be touring this? I mean, this is going to be the Canadian leg. Have you got other plans for other markets?
Eventually, but we're gonna, we're pretty happy with just trying to conquer Canada right now, and maybe in a few months we'll go down to the U.S. and do some shows down there.
Conquer. I like that. I like that.
Spin, fall into the ground. Spin, weakness has been found.
Is this date number 2 on this tour?
This is the second show, well, yeah, going to be the second show in a 6-week long tour across the country.
And you're doing the whole thing with Zucker Baby?
Yeah, I believe so. I think there might be a few shows that we're not playing together, but at least 95% of them will be with Zucker Baby.
6 weeks is a long time, isn't it?
No, not when you're on a bus. If you have a tour bus, it doesn't matter how long the tour is.
Oh, it's kind of like having your own plane kind of thing, is that it?
Yeah.
It's along the same lines.
It's better than a plane because you don't fly.
6-week tour in a van it's like a 20-week tour. Feels like a 20-week tour. 6-week tour in a bus. It's fine.
Can you remember when I told you in the mood changes when you feel that you are not controlling you? Well, tried to warn you all those years ago.
What kind of venues are you playing on this tour?
I think it's mostly clubs. Yeah, I believe there might be a few university shows thrown in there, but yeah. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it.
So this is basically going to be the first honest-to-God serious tour for this new record.
Oh yeah, we've just played basically a few shows around the Maritimes since the record came out. The first single, we just kind of put the first single out and let that go and got ready to do the tour. So the second single comes out on Wednesday, it goes to radio and starts on MuchMusic on the 24th.
Starts out MuchMusic? Oh, they've added it already. Isn't that great?
Oh, yeah.
That's how it works with MuchMusic. They just add our...
Direct board approval, I think it's
They
called.
just add our videos immediately.
I woke up with a different life.
Well, that's about all the time we have left in this week's show. I hope you enjoyed, if you can enjoy such a thing, our replay of the Sandbox Wake. A sad event though it was, I think it's nice to end it with a bit of a celebration like that. And I encourage you to tune in next week for another Best of MuchEast here in the summer of 1999.